I just want to vlog. I just want to walk around my neighborhood, scaring the children. Why can't you make that easier for me, tech companies? I know it's all a conspiracy to keep me frustrated, so today we talk a little bit about the plight that is real as a vlogger waiting for the perfect vlogging camera. Just won't come. Where do we look? Smartphones? No.
All I want is the perfect camera. All I want is the perfect camera.
So we're on the Sony ZV-1, and I just want to prove a point that this might look better than the phone that we're about to switch to halfway through the video. Although, I definitely ruined it, because we're in S-Log 3, and that's bound to go well with the 8-bit files. I think it will go well. So we got that super long Ulanzi MT34 selfie stick, and now it's somewhat respectable. Sony makes these vlogging cameras, they're like 40 mil equivalents, so you gotta stick it out there, but once you do, the cinema's yours. So the reality seems to be, in my eyes, when I see new smartphone releases, as we backlight our way through life, they miss the nature. They can't look natural no matter what they do. The iPhone 13 Pro with its cinematic mode, like, it just looks weird. And the colors and the over sharpness, like, it's unusable. But the smartphone way of life could be the future. They have so much in a tiny package. Different lenses, all this computational videography. There's so much power in there and potential, but I think these companies just don't even know what they have or what we want. So I made a list for you. What you're seeing right now, potentially, is just a natural looking image. Even the tiniest action cam can do it. But for some reason, smartphones, the oversaturated image, the over sharpness that we can't tweak. We can't even set the things inside. That's the first thing. We need a natural, flat profile with nice color science. Study Canon and Olympus. They're the top two. Maybe Fuji. Get them in there. Nikon's pretty good. Don't even look in Panasonic's direction. Sony scares me. You're witnessing it. I switched it to Canon. That's why we're in S-Log. There's no noise. You're noisy. In bed. Not every smartphone user is a high school dropout that doesn't know how to tweak some shit. We don't need auto everything. Let me tweak a couple things. Just a natural flat profile, like a log setting, but it doesn't have to be full log. It'd be nice if you had a log in there. But a flat that I can add the contrast and saturation to my pleasing likeness. And when I do increase saturation, don't make my face freaky orange or freaky pink. Just a natural skin color. I have a sneaking suspicion that Huawei P40 Pro color science was designed and enhanced for Chinese colored faces. When a white boy tried to vlog on one of those, we end up a different color. Something orange, something freaky. I don't like it. I don't appreciate it. Just, we're all equal here. Blacks and whites, I've seen them slapping high fives together in the park. Just let us get along. Skin tone should be a similar... It's not about color, it's about depth and heart. I'm gonna walk back this way. We're backlit. Wow. So just like, that's one of the major things. Every time I use a smartphone, my motivation to continue saps. Because I see the colors and the sharpness, I'm like, no, man. There's so much fun in there. The slow motion, all this cool shit. Autofocus that works, good stabe. And you get the colors of a dick. So let's move on from the colors, but your profile should be gradable. So something that can tweak. 10-bit would be nice, so it doesn't fall apart completely, but this has fallen apart in 8-bit. Nobody cares. So color, give it to me. The next thing you need to give us is 24p, always. Why is that not in some cameras? It's 30p, there you go. That's what you wanted, right? Even Apple, they're making cinematic mode. They spoke with movie makers to make that. They're like, okay, all right. And then they removed 24p. Every movie you've ever seen except The Hobbit. Where can I see that in 48p? I want to see it. You can't even watch it now. Oh, man. Give it to me. But 24p should be in there, and get rid of this variable frame rate shit where it changes. 31 frames per second sometimes. Oh, now it's 29.6. It just changes. No phone should do that, and no camera does do that. I saved the sentence. Not only is it amateur hour when we have these variable frame rates, but it also makes the audio out of sync, which you'll see with the Huawei P40 Pro when we switch to it in a couple seconds. Give me 24p in there, in all frame rate options, 4K, 6K if you got it, 8K, I don't mind you. 1080p should look nice, but it never does. The next thing I want to see is no more flashing in the sky with every step. You'll probably see it when we switch to the phone, but like you're not seeing it now. It's something to do with the stabilization. They're stabilizing, but these flashes of brilliant light. I don't need to see my next life up there. I know it's coming, all right? I don't end here. The next life I'll be a vlogger, and by then, in 2097, there will be a good camera. I'll make fun of it. I'll find the flaws in my next life. Little baby camera Conspiracies. He's so cute. But stop with the flashing sky. I think iPhone fixed it, but how's the stabe going on the Sony ZV-1 today? We got 4K active stabe. It feels like it should be stable with this long-ass selfie stick. This is the perfect selfie stick for this because it's so light. It still feels cheap on that handle, though. I wish they would have done something different there, but it's close to good enough, and it's long enough. That's pretty good. The theme of this video, the point I'm trying to get across is I want a natural looking image, and everything about smartphones is fake and just cartoonish. So flashing, that's fake looking stabe. I don't want no Barbie skin tones. This has a soft skin effect. It's off where it belongs. You can't turn them off in a smartphone. The next non-negotiable demand is bringing back the 3.5mm microphone jack, not a headphone jack. Those things need to be in there. Stop removing them. USB-C sucks for audio. Let me tell you why. They're like proprietary. They don't work with every other. I was watching a DJI 2 review the other day, and he's like, oh, and you just need a USB-C to 3.5mm mic jack, and you didn't test it because it wouldn't have worked. Those never work. You need the right one. So many. I bought like 3 of them for my phone. Only one finally worked. That Akaso takes a USB-C lav mic. I tried like 4 mics. None of them worked. Only that Akaso one. I don't know what it is about the USB-C connection that just doesn't work. There has to be some software that makes it work. It's not just a everyone can use this plug type of thing. Like there's USB-C mics, but they just don't work. So stop making us try. There's so many different brands, and like what do you have to do? A firmware update for each mic? Like it's just 3.5mm mic jack. That always works. Just plug it right in there. I realize I didn't bring the lav mic for the phone, so that's going to be interesting. I'm going to have to record it on this and sync it later somehow with this in my pocket. Let's switch to the phone and let me show you a couple things about what's wrong with life. Is it working? We got this camera recording audio and the beautiful phone. Oh wow. If the autofocus struggles today, it's because we have a black pro mist filter on there. I had to see if it was possible, but I've noticed it just makes the autofocus go haywire. I'm not sure why. It's not blocking any of the sensors, but they don't like it. No, they don't like it. Can you see weird color science? Is my science good? Are good things happening to bad people? Wow. The beauty is ours. So you can see probably right away that the color science got much worse. It's a bunch of bullshit. Just let me live. What is this face coloring? We put it in sunny white balance, so it's not freaking out and making its own wrong decisions. Is it working? I do believe it is. We're on the main sensor, the biggest one. Cinema's ours. I'm not in focus, am I? That's a bitch. All right, we still got our notes here. So one of the main things that you're lacking is a bigger sensor. You could do it, just a 1-inch in there. And with all the other things that I've mentioned already, with a 1-inch sensor in a phone and computational videography, can you imagine the beauty? There would be some. And all I really want, large sensor with a wide lens and as much tona as you can give me. So we're talking like 18 mil Tony 1.4 somehow. I don't care if it's a bit thicker. Grow up. Give me a bigger camera. I don't care. I don't use this thing on the daily. It's not in my pocket. This is made for filming here. And it can also do emergency calls. So one of those, and then a telephoto that's like long, 300 mils. Huh? I don't see the point of all these focal. Like the Huawei right now has an 18 and a 23. They're so close. Why would you dedicate two sensors to almost the same lens? Your mom would be so disappointed. Unlike the autofocus performance today, which is spot on as usual. Now, one of the major problems with filming on a phone is I can't see myself. I can't see if I'm in focus. I'm guessing I'm not because it was hunting in my room with equal nice lighting, and now we're like going in and out of shade. So just like I think Xiaomi did it in the Mi 11 Ultra. Tiny little screen in there so I can just judge exposure and autofocus. That would be nice. That would be nice. Or put all the cameras on the other side somehow. Or make them flip around. I need to see myself, please. Oh no, clouds are coming. Do I change the white balance settings, or did things get cold and green? Your mom's cold and green. Last couple points here. I think smartphones need a much better menu system. There's just, every time, like this just defaults back to the original settings. Like I can't save anything, custom modes. Like this, when I turn it on, I know I'm in my setting and I can just go. But now I have to tweak a bunch of shit, go into video mode. Where's my custom modes? Like the usability factor, it's a fail. In general, I don't really like using a smartphone because of that. It's the usability. We're not used to it. Just the form factor, but I put up with it. But if you could make at least some custom modes in there, you might have something. 2 more points. Slow motion. Huawei P50 Pro, you ruined my life. You made everything worse. You removed your best feature. That 7,000 frames per second is gone. That should be increasing. How high can we push it? Or how good can the quality become? Can we get like really good 960 frames per second in 4K and make the burst a little longer? It's half a second right now. This one does almost 2 seconds. It's a little better if you want to see it. Didn't want to see it? Well, that's your fault. So I would like to just see that increase. Like I'm very happy with the Huawei P40 Pro slow-mo, but it seems most other companies are stuck on 240 frames per second. That's not good enough. We need at least 1,000 and preferably 18,000. I'm curious what has the better 960 frames per second. This or that? All right, last point, and I switched to the wide angle lens for some reason to see if it was any better. Probably isn't. And I'm probably in auto white balance because everything's switched. Just go to hell. We need, I already forgot what I wrote. We need a case that has regular filters on it. I guess this isn't something smartphone companies need to do, but like small rig, Ulanzi, you need to get in on some type of universal case that fits any phone and then allows for like 52 mil filter threads or something. Not too small, because Black Pro Mist filters can't ruin your footage. They're not big enough. They don't come in smaller than like 49, I think. I just want to be able to use regular camera filters. And so make it happen, somebody. And I think we're done. That's about it. That should get you somewhere. If anybody's listening, nobody is, ever. I just wish it could look more natural, like an actual camera. So I see phones, they have a long way to go. A real long way, as you're seeing right now. So, I'm going to leave after you buy a Camera Conspiracies t-shirt. What do you think? Are phones better than I think they are? What's the most natural phone? Sony's, probably, but it's $2,000? What the hell is that? And they lie in it. I'm gonna go. 7 out of 10 people subscribe. I made that up.